Good morning, Thailand. It is a beautiful day out here. I'm sitting on Wagamat Beach, North Pattaya, Thailand. And I'm out on my balcony. I'm enjoying a nice cup of coffee. And I wanted to talk to you about something. I sit in bars all the time. That's just part of my life. One of the things that I listen to people talk about all the time is coming here and living, retiring. Maybe retiring early, or they're already at the retirement age. Here in Thailand, to have a retirement visa, you need to be 50 years old. The thing is people will talk about it all the time. And you'll see them, they're here on a holiday, and it's kind of like crying in their beer. And talking about how great it is here and everything. And it is absolutely great. I was sold on this place back in 2006 when I retired from the Air Force. I came over here and I knew this was going to be my retirement home. Most people only talk about this dream that they have. They talk about wanting to live here, but they just can't make it happen. And there's lots of reasons for that. One of the most common reasons is they don't have enough money. Okay. Now I'm telling you, I live on a budget personally. I live on a budget. I have friends of mine that have their Social Security and that's all they have. I have one friend here that lives on $1,000 a month. Okay. He has a great condo, and he eats Thai every day, and he enjoys a lot of pleasures that Thailand brings, okay? And he doesn't go overboard. He lives on his budget, and it's doable. Everybody can do this, okay? So whatever your budget is, there's a way to figure it out. For some reason, people believe that it is a problem getting a visa, a retirement visa here in Thailand. I'll tell you what, use an agent. I use first class visa agent on Soy 6 in the Queen Vic hotel restaurant. They've been taking care of my visa for the last few years. Use an agent, it's done. You don't have to worry. You don't have to go stand in lines. You may end up having to pay an extra 1,000 baht for a fee or something like that. But I'll tell you what, standing in a line with a bunch of people that you don't know, at immigrations, having to worry about a language barrier. It could be hot, it could be raining. You never know what the weather's going to be like here. But an agent just takes care of everything. Use an agent. Easy, easy, easy. It's done. I have friends that retire, and they retire from one job, turn around and go right back into another job, maybe similar to what they were doing before. The classic example, you're in the Air Force and you're working military police like where I worked, okay? And you get out of the service and immediately, you probably planned it out ahead of time. You're taking a government service position or you're working contract as security or law enforcement for another agency. That's not retirement. What is it? Is it the love for money? You know, money is great. Money is great. And it does take money to survive. Prior to moving here full time, I had a great job. I was a vendor in the living history industry, going to festivals and fairs all over the country. Had a great time, had a nice RV, a nice vehicle. Every show I did was cherry picked. I made money at every show that I went to. And I had a good time. I have lots of friends that are still doing it. And we always had a great time. But even though I had everything going for me over there, I was stuck, okay? I knew where I wanted to be. I had this goal set in mind that I'm going to be here in Thailand within a few years, but I wanted to be there now, not not wait for a few years. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I had junk, as I call it. I had all my prized possessions that I accumulated over the years. I had guns galore, a coin collection that was massive. I had just so many things. Okay, anytime anybody passed away in my family, I was the family depositor for all the family's jewels, so to speak. And at some point in time, I realized it was all stuff. Okay, it was junk, and it was things that I was probably never going to use again. Who knows? But I know it's personal gratification that you have all this stuff. And that's okay. That's okay because we live in a society where we like stuff. I tried to change my life though. I had a friend of mine that said, you know, Tom, to live in a place like this, if you want to travel all over Thailand, island hop, this, that, and the other, you need to be able to live out of a suitcase. And I tried that. I really did. I got down to where I could move around Thailand out of a small 3-day pack, basically. Okay, and I can still do that to a certain extent. But living here, I've accumulated more stuff, and that's the reason why when you look inside my condo, I have all the luxury items that I need to survive here. Okay, so there's always something that's going to hold you back, but you can do it. You can do it. Another thing is people tell me that they're always concerned about their health. Here in Pattaya, Thailand, state-of-the-art health facilities here. There's no doubt about it. And they're super cheap. Okay. Now, being a military retiree from the U.S., I have good health care through TRICARE systems. We have the VA, and all that works here to a certain extent. Now, the thing is with that, you have to use TRICARE Overseas Select, and you have to pay for everything in advance. But TRICARE pays you back. So that's a good thing. But there's all kinds of options here as far as healthcare is concerned. And you can buy insurance, but you have to check with your insurance provider wherever you're at and make sure that you're covered here, because having healthcare insurance is important. There's no doubt about it. If you're a young guy, you're probably not too worried about it. Okay, but as the older you get, then you need options, and you don't want to be scared to go to the hospital because you can't afford to leave it. Another thing, guys tell me all the time, they say, well, what about all my friends? yeah. So here in Thailand, being human, we are social animals. There's no doubt about it. Okay, we go to bars, or we go to clubs, or we go to the beach, or the coffee shop, or restaurants, whatever, and we're talking to people all the time. And before long, you're best friends with those people. Now, your friends in wherever your home is located, they're going to see how happy you are, and they're going to want to come and visit. Right now, I have at least 3 friends from the U.S. here in Pattaya visiting. I can't dedicate all my time to them like I'd like to, but they're having a great time. They really are. They're having a great time. There is no better time to come here than now. Absolutely. There's no better time. I remember sitting out on a fishing boat with my grandfather. Okay. And I love my grandfather. I'll tell you what, I would wait for him to get off work. I'd be sitting out on the curb. He'd pull up with the boat and tow behind, and we'd go fishing out on the Mississippi River. Had a great talk to me all the time about not waiting to do what you wanted to do until it's too late. He was a perfect example. He saved his entire life. He was waiting until he retired to go do the things that he wanted to do. But before he retired, he started getting sick. But I wanted to follow his advice, and I have. I really have. Now look at me. Where do I live? I live in Thailand, on the beach. I listen to the waves every night when I go to bed, and I wake up to a scene like this, and it's just beautiful. And I think, what am I going to do today? I have so many options. I really do. What are you waiting for? There is no better time for retirement than now. And you can do it. I did it. You can do it right now. People tell me all the time, I am so lucky. Well, yeah, you think? I took that step, the step of retirement. What are you waiting for? This is the place to retire. I live on the beach. I have a great life. I am so happy.